Let's get started. Our first presenter is Kenny Wu, Director of Frugl Group, ASX code FGL. Frugl is a retail intelligence ecosystem that acquires publicly available grocery data, organises it, enriches it, and utilises it to power two independent retail platforms, Frugl Grocery and In Focus Analytics. Kenny, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be speaking with all of you and introducing our company. As you know, a few of us are freshly appointed, the chairman, myself, and the rest of the board as well, to see if we can helm this company into a future step of growth. If I could have the next slide after the disclaimer, David. Fantastic. So this is a quick corporate snapshot of the company of Frugl Group Limited, and this is the team that we have in hand. Our chairman is Mr. Yip, who's a very experienced banker, investment banker. He was formerly the deputy managing director of Hwang Affin DBS in Malaysia and Nomura Bank as well. Miss Kutirath, who goes by Mint. She's the president of the Thailand E-commerce Association. As you imagine, Frugl is involved in providing retail grocery analytics, both to consumers and to businesses as well. We found this to be a very, very strategic appointment, something that we hope to build upon. So put very simply, our company currently is trading on the ASX as FGL, a market capitalization of 17.2 million. We have 956 million shares on issue. We have quite a few options that are available until 2025. Our CEO, Sean, is a very experienced technology entrepreneur. Actually, he's been helming Frugl for the past couple of years. He's actually single-handedly with his team developed the product to where it is now. So the product that you see in the App Store, the Frugl app, the Android Play Store as well, that was built from ground up, and the whole back office, the whole engine behind that captures everything that is then delivered to the user, was built from ground up by Sean and his team, Alistair and the rest of them as well. So it's been a very, very interesting journey, but we believe that it's about to get even more exciting. It's a journey that we hope to have everyone come along with. So this is a simple corporate snapshot. If I could have the next slide, David. So this is the Frugl that most people know. Frugl is an app. It's available on the Android Play Store. It's available on the iOS App Store. What it does is it effectively allows people to save money when shopping for their groceries and their daily provisions. That is important in this high interest environment. In people are struggling with living costs and needing to find ways to save money. What Frugl does is Frugl captures all the publicly available data on the internet, and it tabulates this data in an intelligent way. It allows you to enter your address. It allows you to enter things like allergens and things you're allergic to. It captures all of this in the background. And if you enter your grocery basket, if you enter your shopping basket into the app will provide you the cheapest way for you to buy your groceries, to buy your provisions. Now, at this moment, we find that a lot of Australians and even people from other countries are struggling with day-to-day costs, day-to-day living expenses. We find that Frugl as an app, its value proposition will continue to grow. The reality is that cost of living will continue to grow up. The economic conditions worldwide will mean that it's going to be a lot more challenging over time. The beauty of it is that the model that Frugl applies is also universally applicable. We can apply what we do in Australia to the rest of the world. In fact, we have begun doing so. If you followed our announcements in the previous months, we have begun rolling out this product with selected retailers and grocers overseas. The one thing that we will add, of course, is that Frugl has a very, very powerful avenue to capture all of this data. We have to be able to capture this data effectively to be able to provide it to yourselves, the consumer, effectively. If we fail in capturing the right data, we will then also provide the wrong data consequentially. So having said that, of course, in Australia, the supermarket chains, you have Woolworths leading the market at 37% market share, and you have Coles at 28% market share, with the rest Aldi, Metcash at 10.7%. There is a very, very good spread. So one more other business that Frugl involves itself in, if you could go to the next slide, David, if you don't mind, thank you, is that we also run a business called InFocus Analytics. We collect all of this data that we ordinarily already have to collect and to collate, and we analyze all of this data, and we provide this data in an intelligent manner for retailers. We serve publicly, we serve Metcash. There are other retailers that we serve as well in Australia, the large ones, without going into too much detail. And we provide them this retail data. We're able to tell them what their competitors are selling their products for, how often they change the prices, and so this data that we are able to collate is very powerful for the retailers. Yeah. So if I can get the next slide. So data and intelligence analytics is at the heart of everything that we do. The team behind providing this service both to the general public and to the retailers is a very strong tech team. At the end of the day, the reality is that technology is at the core of everything that we do. The app that we provide the marketplace has to be user-friendly, has to be very, very effective, has to be easy to navigate, and has to provide clear, concise information. The reality is that time is always something that we struggle with, and you'll find that people that you'll find that, you know, as we struggle with cost of living, we also, of course, devote more of our time to working and generating income. As a result, we want to try to ensure that this app and this user experience that we provide is as fluid and as concise as possible. And this also goes to apply to the data that we collect in the background, and that we supply to the retailers. Now, if we supply them a whole lot of information that they're unable to make sense of, we find that, of course, the value proposition becomes very bleak. So the technology of how we supply the information to the public and to the retailers is at the heart of everything that we do. But I'm also cognizant of the time that we have, so I'm going to move through these slides. If I could get the next slide. So this is where we intend to take the company, and this is a natural evolution for this business, yeah. Because the industry is huge. If you look at the right-hand side of the slide, you'll find that the industry is relatively huge. Data is a commodity. The reality is data has been a commodity for some time now, and the retail market, the consumer market, is a very, very, very large market. What we find is that in the past, it's okay to sell data. However, now, as this industry, as this business model evolves, we have to sell intelligence. Now, with AI is able to interpret intelligence. In the past, when you sell data, you sell number 3, number 4, or you sell a price point. It's $5, it's $3, but pack sizes may differ. It may be a 500-gram, packet of flour versus 300 grams. And you'll find that now with AI, with machine learning, with large language models, we can make sense of the data that we sell. Henceforth, we can sell intelligence. We can sell retail intelligence. The AI model can provide opinions, yeah. And this data will continue to become more and more autonomously intelligent without human interpretation. And the human interpretation will progressively scale down as we progress. This is something that we are working on our product. These are the improvements that we hope to roll out on our product. Alongside that, we've seen continuous growth and traction on our product in Australia. At this moment, we have signed on retailers in the Middle East, and we've rolled out a marketplace product for them. Now, we believe in the business can start from any angle. We can start from rolling out a marketplace, or start off from providing data. In this instance, we've started out from a marketplace, which means that we can build in the necessary analytics and APIs to capture the right data for us to then provide them the right amount of intelligence subsequently, which is phase 2 of the project. If I can move on to the next slide. So this is a quick snapshot of what we've done, what we're continuing to do, and what we hope to do. I will try to run through this as fast as I can. So the board changed earlier this year, starting with a new chairman, and then subsequently Ms. Kotirath and myself. We successfully secured our first maiden project in Dubai in the Middle East subsequently, and we've been working on it. It's been relatively exciting. We also conducted a strategic placement on the open market, and we raised approximately 1.5 million Australian dollars from investors, and this was conducted at almost 0% discount. We like it. We find that this is a testament to the confidence that the investment community that we reached out to had in the company and the product, and that funds has been deployed for the company to develop this new exciting chapter. I myself was then subsequently appointed, and at this moment, we are looking at rolling out our product in 3 further markets, which we will announce, 3-4 further markets, which we'll announce in due course. These markets, the reason we've targeted them is because we find that they have a more saturated retailer base. In Australia, Woolworths controls 37% of the market, Coles 28%, and Aldi 10%. It's a relatively concentrated market. We're looking to expand in markets where the retailers are more saturated, where independent retailers don't control any more than 7 to 10%, which allows us to then offer the right products. As 2024 rolls around, we will look at striking some strategic partnerships and fully and holistically capturing the entire product as a platform, as you can see, the intelligence as a service, which is effectively the same product, but collectively rolled together and combined. And thereafter, we'll look at how to protect this data properly as we continue to grow. Can I have the next slide? So this is a simple snapshot on the market as a whole, and the use cases for our product offering. We will continue to opt to expand our core product offering, and the reality is that the retail space is truly tremendous and it's truly huge. We have the right networks in place, and I think that a lot of it will come to pass in the coming quarters. But I think I've run out of time at the moment, so over to David.
Over that. Thanks for a great presentation. Quick, a couple of questions coming through. So how do you get paid and who do you compete with?
Currently at this moment, David, the product that we offer to the market, the Frugl app, is actually a free to use product. And we've been very, very, very steadfast in our insistence to not place advertising into the product. If we place advertising into the product, it clutters the opinion. We find that people may think that we are effectively pro one product, one retailer over another. We've been very steadfast in our decision not to introduce advertising into the product. However, the data that we collect in being able to provide this intelligence and information to the end user, we sell it to retailers and we get paid in that form. Yeah.
Yep. And who do you compete against? Is there other comparative apps out there or other products that I understand certainly that each brand has their own sort of shopping product, but do you compete either locally or globally with anyone, or is that the opportunity?
I think at this moment, the space that we operate in is very fragmented. Within Australia, I've come across an app called Gander. Gander was recently introduced as well. But one thing I will say is this, data is the heart of everything that we do. Bear in mind that we have been operating this business for a number of years now, which means that we have the benefit of collating this data, this price point, this price movement, this price trend, what goes up when, what goes on when for the last 3 years. Now, being able to make sense of this data as we develop this product will allow us to then provide forward-looking intelligence as well to our users. And that's something that did not exist 3 years ago. We were the first on the market, and we continue to evolve at a very rapid pace as well. So the truth is, I think in terms of competition, we operate quite single-handedly. at the moment. I wouldn't discount the fact that there are some that I'm not aware of, and more that continue to be developed as well, because the space is truly huge. It's truly an exciting space, and I can imagine that people are not overlooking that fact.
You talk about the rapid evolution of technology and the fact the business
Yes.
has been, or the app in various forms has been around for a little while. Clearly, new team, new focus. Sean's still there, and he's clearly has a strong technical skill along with Alistair, I think it was.
Yes.
What was the attraction, and how quickly do you need to keep moving the technology?
The reality is the technology has been around. Look, the technology evolved very rapidly when AI came on the scene. The reality is AI has been around since 18, 19, 20, and these products have been developed. Generative machine learning models, large language models, they have been developed for some years now. They only burst on the scene this year, truly this year and late last year, when ChatGPT came about and OpenAI launched their product, and everyone was in a race to be first to market. But the reality is AI has been around for some time now, and people have companies have tried to understand how they can capture their data set as we have our data set to then offer meaningful intelligence, meaningful feedback, meaningful analysis. Now, the reality is that the space is evolving very rapidly. Is it evolving at a pace that we are unable to keep up with? No, it's not. Even AI that people only start to be cognizant of early this year has been around for some years now. And the tech space has been aware that AI was being built out. So to answer your question, it's evolving rapidly, not at a pace that companies can't keep up with. We certainly can keep up with it. Sean and his team have been actively working on evolving the product. It's a natural evolution. I wouldn't say that we need to redesign. I don't think we need to redevelop, but we have to evolve. And it's a natural evolution for products of our type.
As you say, a well-established technology with a refreshed team and new focus. Exciting times ahead,
That's
a clear
right.
path. So exciting times ahead for the company. Kenny, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. It was a real pleasure. And I hope we can do this more often.
Brilliant. Thank you.